All right, there we go. We're up, we're running. It is Thursday, it is early, it is dark, but I'm wondering how it's going to look next week. Because don't forget, this weekend we go fall back, we gain an hour. But good morning, everyone. This is Carol, so AKA Naughty Boss Live with two.
TwoSistas. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0. Yes, it is very dark, and no, I have not had my coffee yet. Can't wait to have it. Just saying. I love my coffee in the morning. And Trending Thursday, and I just want a couple of things. Today is November 4th, so we want to say happy birthday to Poppie in heaven. He's always with us. I actually have his sweater on, and in the left-hand pocket, I have he used to love his handkerchief. So I have a handkerchief in the left pocket and his comb in the right. So Poppy's definitely always with us in our hearts and in our spirits.
That's right. And he would be 95 today, which would have been a milestone. And I'm sure he's celebrating in heaven with all his siblings and his mom and dad and mommy, and just so many different people, friends that have, passed before him and sadly passed after him. So, it's a big day. It's a big celebration. He always talked about reaching to 100. And I remember, it's funny, as you age, you still have that relationship with your sibling. And I remember on his 90th birthday celebration, and was actually probably maybe about 5 months, maybe 4 months before his sister passed. She also attended along with our cousins, and they would always chat. And I would love to hear the different perceptions from their different personalities on milestones. And when we talked about Daddy really wanting to reach to 100, because both their mothers, our Nani, lived to 103, he really wanted to reach that pivotal moment. And I could always remember Aunt Mary saying, "What the heck, do you want to live that long? I don't want to live that long." And it was funny how they kind of went back and forth about it. And I thought about that when sadly she passed really so soon after Dad's birthday. It's just, one of those things, but they would always have this cute little, she adored him, but that was one thing, she kind of was more firmer on him than he was. And I thought it was kind of cute and kind of funny. So I know they're having their birthday party in heaven, just as we would be having today, and we would be having a big celebration for him hitting that milestone. And we were blessed and happy that we at least had the 90th with him to celebrate. So happy birthday in heaven. It is also the anniversary of JT and Chris. I understand they're away on vacay, so happy anniversary to you. Hope you guys are having a good time. Sounds like you're at a nice sunny place. Maybe Jamaica, I don't know, kind of looks like a Jamaica kind of place. So we wish you a happy anniversary. But it is Trending Thursday. We always talk about what's trending, and literally I got a trending piece of information. I haven't actually looked into it, but Jan has looked into it. First of all, we want to congratulate Virginia voters for being We the People, and really, I would say, putting their stamp on history, because the Commonwealth of Virginia is a very liberal Democrat, high Democrat liberal state, and they said no more. They had an amazing candidate that was very personable, that was talking about We the People. His opponent made fun of his clothing. His opponent made fun of his demeanor. His opponent made fun of quite a few things. Actually, the opponent obviously was the incumbent, who took for granted and sadly did not resonate with the voters, but not only did not resonate, didn't resonate with a very important demographic of the voter, which is the parent, which is the grandparent, which is the stakeholder and the citizen that want to fight for the rights of children that have no voice within a school system. And when you come out and declare that parents have no rights with their child's education, that's a big no-no, because parents and caregivers are their first teachers in that child's life. And you bet they want to say, when they hand that child off, especially for the first time, into a school district, to give their, and trusting in that school system and trusting in the curriculum, trusting in the teachers. And, I want to be just really clear about this because, it's something that I'm very passionate about in the middle of a big fight in Massachusetts with, is the fact that this narrative of the parents, really giving that pushback and being that mama bear and papa bear and lioness and lion is really, for the most part, not against the teachers. There's only a very small amount of teachers, and I say small, like a smidget amount of teachers that believe in the ideology of CRT, CSE, and CRT, SEL, and CSE, which is obviously critical race theory, comprehensive sex education, and social emotional learning, because they're all intertwined. SEL is actually the introduction into the CSE, and then moves on further to CRT. So they're all connected. You cannot divide them. You could rename them. You could do whatever you want. I am not an expert in it, but I've been working with experts in it for 6 months, and I was appalled at what I was learning. The other key piece is a lot of parents just are not in tune. So I hope that Virginia Race really showcase the importance of people that are involved in children's lives to be in tune. And I would tend to think if you bother to Google some of the books that really are entering into the school system about the middle school age level, where they slowly they eat out away that SEL and really present the next level of social emotional learning, which is a theory, which is an ideology, which is part of CRT, is going into the piece of CSE, which is comprehensive sex education. Most schools are noticing, and this is what's trending, most schools are noticing that they've removed the word health. They kind of keep the word health in the very young elementary ages, but when they get to that middle school age, they change it to the word sex education or comprehensive sex education. They may come up with a creative name, but they're removing the word health out of it, because with the word health, it really gave the option for a parent to say, no, I don't want my child exposed to that. If it's extracurricular type of classroom setting, we want to opt out. When they take the word health out of it, it really ties the hands to a certain degree to the parent to opt out. Now, from what I understand in the school district that I'm battling in, is I understand now is that they for especially the social emotional learning with the younger age children, they're bringing in someone into the classroom just for about 15 minutes to talk about their feelings. Do you think you're really a boy? Do you think you're really a girl? And there's little indoctrinations of little things of how they do until the grades get older. And there are blatant propaganda, rape, very sexual pornography content that are in the children's school libraries, as well as the public libraries. And, the thought process behind that with Virginia was, we're tired of it. They've been fighting it probably a lot longer than most school districts. They've been very vocal about it. And the bottom way is, parents want 2 + 2 = 4. They want it. They want basic, what you're supposed to be teaching that child, which is math, arithmetic, algebra, all the way up, and then your sciences, your Englishes, your history. And the point is that CRT, CSC is curriculum and it's grooming. Those are grooming propagandas. And parents said, no, we don't want politics. And take your politics and your grooming out of the schools. Teach, do what you were hired to do. And sadly, a lot of the teachers' hands are tied. And so this is not an outcry or what's trending to go after the teacher, because the amount of teachers that want this garbage in the school districts is very small. It is coming from administration, it's coming from school committees, it's coming from an ideology, and it's more prevalent in liberal and or Democrat states. You don't see you see maybe a small amount in public schools that are in red states, but blue states it's pretty prevalent. And that's what's trending is the lioness and the lion, the papa bear, the mama bear that are going after these school committees and school districts and saying, look at administrations saying, look at, we are part, you want to partner with us? We don't want this. And if you're not gonna change it, we're gonna change it. And that's what they did. This past election is they changed the governor because it trickles down from the head, right? You got that pyramid of local and state politics. And, if the person in charge of that state, meaning the governor, is condoning this, he had partnered up with a very radical, unstable woman, in my opinion, who's in charge of the NEA, which is the National Education Association, Teachers Association, rather. And I watched her particular speech when she was campaigning for the incumbent, and was not impressed with her speaking skills, number one, but the message. And I believe that the parents said, nope, not happening here. And so kudos to them. So that's trending. But you saw something trending, which we were trying to wheel back, but because you actually saw it, and we have like
Yes,
a message group. So I want you to, because you knew with these two elections,
right.
happened.
Well, yeah, you just knew somewhere along the line that something was pop up. And I just want to make an editorial correction. Governor-elect of Virginia is now obviously Glenn Youngkin. His opponent was not the incumbent. He was a former governor.
That's what it was. Yes. Thank you for telling me that. You're right. You're correct.
So I just wanted, in case anybody was listening and or viewing this, like, what? No. So we just want to make that editorial correction. So the message that I saw, which was verified obviously by, I'm not going to get into who said what or whatever. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because people can view it anyways. Project Veritas was in New Jersey, and somebody walked in on, I believe it was election day. I could be incorrect about that, so I just want to make that very clear, and basically asked for a ballot. And the gist of the conversation between this person and the election official or the election worker was that, he didn't have to show an ID. He said that he was not an American citizen, that he was from Ireland, and basically was given the ballot anyways. And the person said, well, I'll just let them figure it out. That was kind of the gist of it. And I'm saying it in a very condensed version. If you want to see or view that video that I am talking about, please contact me and I will be happy to send you a copy of it. You can send me a direct message, you can email me, or you can leave us a voice message on our website with your email address and let me know, and I'll be happy to send it. But I just kind of shook my head, like, the founding principles of what America is about is being trampled on over and over again. And I've heard the far left, oh, I'm so sick of this, I'm so sick of that. Well, guess what? I'm sick of you and your crappy rhetoric. And by the way, which brings up a CNN purported news person, because I don't believe this person has any journal integrity whatsoever. Joy Reid, you are an effing loser. You have no integrity. You have no journalism. I don't know where you went to school. You are obviously not a smart person. And I just had to get that off my chest.
What did she do? You have to tell me, because obviously I don't watch CNN. I did get the alert yesterday, which I was cracking up, where they finally declared that Youngkin was the actual person that won the race, where other networks, released or declared him, called it the night before. But CNN seems to always be behind the 8 ball.
Because she was basically having a temper tantrum, and it was, I didn't watch it on CNN. I believe it was Fox News that was showing clips of CNN and how people like Joy Reid were having temper tantrums and just, going on and on about, race, it's racist, it's this, it's that, like,
Yeah.
grow a backbone. And you know what? CNN, I remember when CNN first, many years ago, came on board and we're like, wow, cable news network, trashy. Report the news, don't purport your left ideologies. Like, I am so sick of it.
That is true. And frequently they get the story wrong, or the declaration wrong, or their opinion. To me, it should be cable opinion news, so CON, because that's what it is. And opinion, I hate to break it to a lot of journalists, is not facts. It just isn't. Fact is a fact, and opinion is not. Opinion is an insertion in where people insert their propaganda, their ideology, their beliefs, what they think is the truth. But what you think is the truth in an opinion is actually not facts.
That is true. And I've always referred back to Walter Cronkite and his story, unfortunately, when JFK was assassinated. And he said, one thing that he said, which always stuck with me whenever I watch different news organizations, is, I don't want to be first. I don't have to be first. I want to get it right. I want to report. He was telling how he wanted to report the news, not purport it or distort it, I should say.
And the integrity, that just those very simplistic words, that he wants to be a person of his word. And that's why, it gets so frustrating. You want people of their word, you want them to have integrity, because if you don't have your word, you have nothing. So he really wanted to make sure that he was not giving and inserting his opinion. Now, sometimes, obviously, especially in this day and age, news cycles, everything is different from his days. So it's kind of a natural, because just of social media, where we, give our opinions all the time, whatever your social platform is. A lot of reports are facted, but a lot of it is opinion based. So it's a kind of a natural aggression to sometimes that does occur. But the integrity of a journalism is really to not show your bias, to let who you're reporting to make the decision, either incite them to look even further into a story, or to look into the origins of what is going on, or to form an opinion. But it's not the journalist's job to insert his opinion to, in fact, impede or infiltrate your own thoughts of what is actually fact. And I think that's the line that's, well, I think I'm going to actually call them that, CON's case, that is not the case. That integrity went out the window a long time. There's so many instances, and I really don't know why people even watch them anymore, because it really is what it's to me, it's the soap opera version of news.
Right, it is. And then, of course, the Cuomo schmuck is still on CNN. He's such a pompous ass. There, I said it.
Yeah, he is. He's actually an embarrassment to Italians. I always say that all the time. You, Stunad, are an embarrassment to Italians and our heritage. He drives me cuckoo.
Yeah, he does. But the bottom line is, report the news. And the scary thing is, obviously, some people are watching CNN and actually believe the hatred and the lies that they're saying is the news. And I know some people who watch CNN, and that's scary.
Oh, we do too. And actually, we're filtering them out of our lives, because it's, what I always said is, every relationship has its purpose, its time. And if you are in a relationship, or whatever your relationships are, and they don't serve where it's adding value to you, but that there's a real ideology difference that you can't sway on, it's okay to take that pause button and say, either we're going to pause it until we kind of get through what is going on in our country, or like, there's no way we're ever going to come together, which is in some ways is very sad. You would think that people have the integrity and respect for each other to be respectful, but it's not even a question of being respectful. If I know someone that truly believes that the person occupying the White House has not done anything damaging in 10 months, I got a problem with that, because I'm either thinking you're crazy, or you've got the mask, you're wearing two masks, a mask over your face and a mask over your eyes to impede your vision. And in addition to, I believe, in my opinion, not fact, my opinion, that they're one of the worst corrupt cabal families out there. With Hunter, with everything that's gone on, him falling asleep on the world stage, to his missteps, to an obvious some sort of mental cognitive issue, and you don't think there's anything wrong with that, or the fact that he's also pushing the CRT and initiative propaganda. I don't want that stuff for my grandchildren. So if I have, some of my friends are also grandparents, and if they disagree with that, I got a problem with that, because to me, it's basically, you're saying it's okay to push on pornography, gang rape, literature. And when I talk about literature, that's a stretch for these books, because not only are they spewing garbage, the grammar is horrific as far as the construction of what they're writing about. I've read some of it and I thought, who is your editor?
Well, the other thing too, I just want to add about page 46 is the whispering. It's fucking annoying. I don't know if anybody heard that, but.
Well, it's odd. I've never, other than a whisper of, like a one-liner for, kids, doing that whole little secret thing, or, you're trying to surprise somebody, so you don't want them to overhear you. I've never, ever in my entire life of 63 years young, I've never seen anyone insinuate whispering in speeches continuously, or news conference continuously, which whenever he decides to give one, even so much as when, he has the preconditioned, pre-rehearsed questions that I believe he also had preconditioned and reserved questions even on the world stage to try to help him, not make him look so disheveled or uneducated or in tune to like where he is. When you have someone that says, what am I doing here? In the middle of, a speech, you gotta scratch your head. So I can't, there's a line for me personally, that I can't cross. And so if I elected to just, kind of put those relationships to the side a little bit, because they're not adding value. They start to add stress to my life because I know they think that way. And I've had that conversation, or they've inserted, different statements, so I know they think that way. And I can't, it adds too much stress to my life. And, we all have, everyone's under stress. I mean, between what's going on, with the economy and your local community, your state community, as well as the national government, the government as a whole, big brother. It's add a lot of stress to people's lives. So that is something that we can control, because there's a lot of stuff we can't control, but you can control who enters into your space of goodness, your space of de-stressing, that you're trying to keep calm doing and navigating through these feelings. So it's okay to, you don't have to remove them from your life, but you can put them to the side and say, yeah, I'll get back to you. I'm just not sure that this relationship's really working out to where I feel good about it, where I leave better than when I first met them. So it's that kind of a thing for me.
Yeah, and the other thing that I wanted to mention, and sidebar from our little bit of conversation here, is on Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, our cousins Ralph and Sal Valente, Primetime to be exact, and their band will be making their final appearance. And my gosh, when I think back at all these years and all the different events that I've attended with our cousins and Primetime, and of course, Obviously, a most memorable one was the evening of one of my birthdays where Gary proposed to me, and Primetime was involved with that. And we just, years of,
White parties, black parties.
the different events, the birthdays, singing happy birthday to other people that, you get to recognize when you go to different events. That Celia, the official photographer, I just love her to pieces.
Yes.
I guess everybody calls her the official Primetime photographer, who's like everybody's mom out there. Linda, Friday, Paul Puglisi, and the other Paul, and I don't know what his last name is, but you all have played such a major part in everyone's lives. And although it's almost very sad in a way, of course, life does go on, and I just wish them all nothing but good vibes, health, happiness.
Yeah, we both wish you guys all so much. You add so much enjoyment to so many people. And, when we say, they come together and have their own talent and they merged it into this, great success over 11 years in the making, playing in, town concerts, as well as all different avenues and private events. So they really impacted so many people. With their flavor of music, which is a great, soulful, old school, new school. I don't think there was one song that you couldn't say that, you hear it on the radio now, and I don't necessarily think of the original artists. I think of Primetime. So I will be wearing my Primetime tank because I won't be up there, and I'm bummed because I'm going to miss them by a few days. So you better videotape. And Ralphie and Sal, FYI, I hope to hear my favorite song that you always play by Neil Diamond. And I don't have to hum the tune or sing the tune. You know which song it is. And when you play that, I'll know it, and hopefully you'll film it or go live or do something, because I'm bummed that I'm going to miss it. So I want to, hopefully it's being recorded and a bunch of people go live in it. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of smiles, a lot of tears of joy, tears of happiness. But wow, what a run, 11 years. Congratulations to all of Primetime and their families for supporting them on that journey.
I know. I mean, just think of all those Friday and Saturday nights where they were away from their families, their spouses. So, and I'm not sure if it was 2008 or 2009, because I moved back in 2009. And I think they were up and running maybe about a year then. I'm not sure.
Yes, I think so. I think it was something, well, it's 2021, so it's 2010. It sounds like they
were already playing in 2009 when I moved back.
They said he announced 11 years. So that's right. It's 2020. So you're right. It's probably 2009.
Yeah. But in any event, we're excited for you. And obviously, Ralph and Anne-Marie, their daughter, is getting married next month. So lots of good stuff down the pipeline for all the band members. We're just really excited for them. Good health, happiness, and go forward in life. And I think Ralph and Sal will still be doing their
duo. Yeah, they're duo, which is amazing. So that you still have that, that's good. So I'm hoping when I'm up there that maybe they have a gig that upcoming weekend or something, which I would love to go to. So I'll have to message Ralphie to see that, just so I can hug them and wish them congratulations and happy stuff. So
so
awesome stuff.
So on that note, that's what's trending in our world. What is trending in your world? And by the way, the next couple of weeks, we have some amazing guests coming up. We have a new guest next Wednesday, the 10th, Chris Gordon. And on the next Wednesday after that, November 17th, is Sandy, my friend Sandy Kern, who is now an international best-selling author. We're so excited for Sandy and her new cookbook, which isn't your normal type of cookbook, just saying. So very excited about that. And we have a great lineup for December. So lots of good things happening. head on over to www.twosistas.online. Leave us a voice message. Let us know if you have an upcoming event that you want us to give a shout out. We'd be happy to do that. And on that note, my name is Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0. Gonna head down to Cumbies in a couple minutes, and I am with two
Sisters, so this is Cassella, aka Naughty Boss, going to get her pickleball on early this morning because I've got lots going on today. But we want you to not just kind of surf through the internet and social media, what's trending. You be the trendsetter, maybe with kindness, gratitude, whatever it may be, and spread out some goodness into the world. That's always a trend setting that never, ever goes out of style. You guys have a great day. We will see you tomorrow for a fantabulous Friday. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye, everyone.